Hey honey buns, and what is up? Today we are going to be doing a half braided, half curly hairstyle look. Now I don't know what they really call this hairstyle all in one, but we just gonna call it half and half curls. Now 2 weeks ago, if y'all don't remember, we did a flip over sew in with shake and go glossy bundles. We are going to be reusing those bundles, so let's get started. Honeybuntv.
Spend this money, gorgeous, all on you, girl.
Hey honey buns, so let's get started with I'm taking my sewing out. I'm gonna take these bundles out and wash them and get them prepped to be reused, okay, and see what I got left over there. There's no better feeling than pulling your tracks, your braids, your old hairstyle out and getting ready for a new one. These bundles really lasted me a good 2 weeks, and now that I have the hairstyle in, I want to say they lasted me 3 weeks. So we're gonna see how long these bundles are gonna go, but they're pretty good. I'll recommend 8 out of 10 if you're doing a quick weave or just something for a month to keep in to make the time go by. Now I blow dried and washed my hair and everything, and I'm just going to section out where I want my braids to be, as y'all seen in the beginning. So I don't want them to be, I don't want too many braids, okay? I'm gonna say that I just want 4 braids. I don't need 6, I don't need 8. I'm gonna do 4. So I just peeled out this little section right here and pulled it to the side, and now we are going to do a front braid, kind of like how we did our sew in with a braid in the front, but this one is going to go all the way semi around. So when I say semi around, it's gonna go under where you see I have the 4 braids on the side tucked away until I get ready to braid them. Now that we have finished our perimeter braid, we are going to go ahead and do some straight backs. So in other words, some cornrows. Now I'm just going to do my cornrows halfway so you guys can see what it looks like, and then I am going to come back. This is what your head should look like halfway braided. And now this is what your head should look like all the way. So as you can see, you'll have dangly pieces. I did not braid my braids into each other, but you are going to make one big braid basically across. And this is the braid, the perimeter braid that you just seen me grab. So I am going to intertwine that with the braid that I basically created above that perimeter braid. And as you can see me here doing, I am unbraiding it that way so I can have more hair and it intertwines a little bit better than what it was going to if I did not do that. And I'm also going to take my time, and baby, you should too, because we ain't going nowhere right now. So I'm just going to braid that down, and I'm going to put it to the back, and I'm going to start my 4 side braids. But first, baby, you gotta do all that scalp, and I love me a good wild growth, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So I am going to do 1 cornrow, and then I'm going to finish the other 3 and come back when it is time to sew the hair on. But this is what it should look like cornrolling those last 4 back. And after you get to the cornrow, the same thing that I did for those dangling braids, you are going to do for these 4 braids. So now I am going to start with sewing my piece on. And this can be kind of hard for your first time, but that's okay to get through the track. Take your time. You are going to push that needle through and come right on up. Now some people like to knot it right there, and or they like to go over to the next stitching, but sometimes I like to go over to the next stitching. And as you can see here, I got me a little bit of thread tangled up. So just a point of view and word of advice, don't go to making your thread that long because it can get tangled. So I'm gonna fix that in a little bit, but I'm just gonna continue to go around my perimeter. And as as you can see here where I kind of stopped, that's underneath those 4 braids. So I'm just gonna go around until I get underneath those 4 braids back and forth. So again, the ends of that track basically is going to go underneath those 4 braids, and then we're going to use the flip over method because I don't really cut my bundles. So after that, we are going to knot it, and then we are going to flip the hair over just like you see me here do here. You're going to do, once you go down the side, you're going to come up, you're going to go down the side, and then you're going to come up again, kind of creating a C all over again. Now what I'm showing you guys here is that braid with the last 4 braids, how we're going to tuck it away. So as you keep on creating that C with your tracks, you are literally going to sew them on top of that braid. And if you don't want to sew on top of that braid, you can literally sew that braid to the bottom perimeter braid if you choose to do so. Now, this is what my hair looks like halfway. I'm getting ready to get finished basically, and I'm just going to keep creating that C all the way around until I have no more room. I'm on my last track, and now if I do not put another track in front of here, you're going to see my tracks, and I don't want that to happen, okay? As you can see here, you can see that track sticking out, and we don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to take me about 2 tracks of hair and lay it horizontally facing straight down just like that. Not to the back, but laying straight down. That way when I pull it over as I'm demonstrating here, you will not really see the track. It will be hidden kind of with the curly hair. And I'm going to do approximately 2 pieces. This is my second piece that is going to pull over. And as you can see here, I'm just adding hair to the perimeter of my braid just to make it a little bit fuller at the bottom. And I knotted it, and I'm going to cut that thread. Now that I have cut that thread, I'm going to get ready to shape my hair. But I'm just going to frizz it out a little bit, going in between those coils, uncoiling them, uncurling them, as you would say, as you see me here kind of doing. Just playing around. And I'm going to take my time within cutting the hair because I can't get scissor happy too, and that's my fault. I'm trying to work on that. But as you can see here, I'm just cutting the hair, and I'm going to water it down a little bit, put some mousse in it. I hope I didn't cut too much, but I didn't. And baby, this is how she should come out looking. See you, honey buns, on HoneyBuntv next week. Mwah.